So guys, moving on from that information, and I hope you found that helpful, I'd like to be able to talk about accountability. The reason why I want to talk about that is it's quite easy to be able to fall off track. So again, as I stated, it is really important that you track those numbers of your blood glucose and that you have a better idea of where your numbers are heading in the right direction, which is obviously decreasing down. And it's also going to take some time. But once you have completed this course, it's going to be quite easy to fall off the bandwagon, as they say. So as an example of that, I work with quite a lot of clients who have diabetes, and I do see it quite often. So for a individual to be able to purchase a course of 6 sessions with me, as I'm a diabetic coach and I specialize in reversing people's type 2 diabetes, it's quite expensive. So I'm giving this information away for free because I generally do want you to actually be able to reverse your diabetes and just get some inside knowledge for people who do have diabetes, or how to manage it better, or things that they can do to improve it. The worst thing that I feel personally is that people have to go on medication to be able to control something which is actually quite easily reversible. All you've got to do is be accountable and put some things into place that have worked and it's proven science. However, I digress slightly. One of the clients that comes to mind is someone who had absolutely fantastic success with their diabetes. I worked with them very closely for about 6 months, and they were quite overweight, and they also had type 2 diabetes. They had diabetes as a hereditary problem, so it was within the family, but it was also something where it was quite obvious that the family members also ate and lived a lifestyle that wasn't congruent to having a healthy body. And some of those members of the family also developed type 2 diabetes. So this individual was someone who wanted to be able to stop that from happening. And so although he had been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, he was very, very keen to do something about it, and he sought me out in that respect. As I said before, we had some absolutely fantastic results, and we actually reversed his diabetes completely. We brought the numbers right back down. So those numbers that I was talking about in terms of the overall recommended numbers, the recommended dose, we brought it back down to a 5.7, okay? So 5.7 is someone who's now non-diabetic. But if you've had diabetes, or if you've developed diabetes, it is going to be easier for you to do 2 things. The first thing is that it's going to be easier for you to be able to go back up again because you've had diabetes, and so therefore you can contract or develop, I should probably say, diabetes again. The second thing is, as well, it's easy to fall back into old habits, and that's the same for everybody. We're all human, and we all fall back into familiar ways and familiar patterns. What I suggest to you is that you don't get too complacent with this. You're basically using your lifestyle, your better lifestyle. You're using your food, and you're using your activity levels as a way to counterbalance and reverse and improve your diabetes. And so therefore, please be aware not to get caught out with thinking, oh, I've reversed my diabetes, or I've dropped my numbers down, and I'm going to take the foot off the gas, so to speak. What you want to do is, once you get better improvements, and once you start to see improvements by doing this course, but also by improving your lifestyle, by improving the types of foods that you choose to eat, and obviously we're looking at things like highly processed food as one of the main culprits here, is to keep on that and use it as more like a habit rather than something where you're trying just to achieve the reversal of type 2 diabetes. So to correlate that story that I just told you with that client, he actually went back into diabetes, which was a massive shame. And some of it, I think, was because he stopped his coaching with me, because once we had hit diabetes reversal, he felt that he was pretty much done. He felt that he could keep up the habits that I had taught him, and he felt that he was going to sort of use this method of lifestyle, and also using the tools that I had taught him for the rest of his life. He wasn't gonna, need my coaching anymore, which was fantastic for me because I feel like I've helped somebody. However, I have a call from him sometime later, possibly just under a year, and he said to me, "I'm quite alarmed. I've just gone for my checkup, and I've had some blood work done, and I've gone back into diabetes. I'm sort of currently sitting at around 6.4 to 6.5. And that's obviously much higher than the recommended dose that we look for." And he was really disappointed, and we had a chat. We discussed what we could do next, but we also discussed the time from when he finished with me to the time to when he sort of called me on that day. And he said, "Yeah, I must admit, I have fallen off the bandwagon. I've had too many sort of weekends where I've had too much fun, and I've eaten badly, I've chosen badly. And I kind of thought that now that I've reversed the diabetes and the fact that I'm still doing 60% of what I was taught, that I wasn't going to go back. I'm still 60% of my lifestyle is still based around the things that you, meaning me, have taught me. But the sort of 40%, I've let things slip a little bit. But within that 40% is processed food, it's alcohol, it's not being as active, it's being slightly negligent towards your body. And those things obviously are going to outweigh the 60%, even though the 60% is the greater number. The 40% is kind of so bad in a way that it's going to encourage the blood glucose to go back up again, and we start from square one. So it's hard, it's really difficult, and he's currently working with me, but he's finding this second go a lot more challenging, because I think he sort of feels like he's already climbed that mountain mentally, and also physically to some degree, because he's had to do a lot of work the first time round. Why is he back here? And as a coach, it's kind of slightly disappointing, because you put a lot of work into people, and obviously I will help the individual as much as physically possible, but he's got another journey to travel, and I think if he was here now, he'd say to you, yes, stay motivated, stay on track, okay, have your little throwaway weekends or a couple of times where you eat something that you shouldn't do. We are human, we deserve reward. The main summary of this is that your reward is your life. Your reward is the fact that you can do things, you can have an active lifestyle, you can enjoy time being social, time with your family, possibly even time at work. But they should all correlate around health and well-being, and that if you fly too close towards the sun, you are going to get burnt. And it's one of those things where I feel as a coach that it's important to be able to remain focused and accountable for the things that you do. Okay guys, I hope you found this episode helpful. Please drop a comment below in the comment section. If you have any questions about diabetes, anything you'd like to know, ideas of recipes, or possibly would like to ask me how to design a nutrition plan, just any small, simple questions, send them my way. I'm more than happy to be able to help you answer those questions for you and be able to help you on your journey into reversing your diabetes. As always, guys, I would love it if you could subscribe to the channel and also like this video. It helps the YT algorithm, and it also helps me produce more content for you. Remember to track your blood sugar readings, reverse your diabetes, be fit, be healthy, and of course, be a boss.
It's the YOBA series.